dip your torch into the sexy St. Jeff candle. No Buffs is back to recap episode 2 of season 47 of Survivor. We got a change up here. Tribe swap. Skeets and Nora, they're gone, baby. Instead, we've got the production powerhouse duo, the Neptunes of Is This Good? Rachel and JD. Rachel, do you have a catchphrase?
No, I'm just the laugh track though, so
Perfect.
Just expect that, and you'll have the right expectations.
Yeah, we don't have enough giggling on this show.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely not. JD, what's up over there, man?
Hey, pretty good. Pretty excited about this episode.
Good episode, you think?
Yes. Like as
That's right.
Skeets always says, like a mid episode of Survivor is still a great episode of television. So
It's exactly right.
Yeah.
I was excited to watch it last night, and also excited we got some new No Buffs merch available in our store with Breaking Tea. You can go to nodunks.com or breakingtea.com/nodunks. It's a Drop Your Buffs shirt. It's kind of funny. No Buffs, Drop Your Buffs.
I know, right?
If you wear this, you're not in the buff. Nonetheless,
You're getting a lot of questions.
we're saying no buffs allowed. Everybody drop them.
That's right.
Go check it out. Get it. We'll get into episode 2 here. I think the best way to do this, as we're getting a little further into the season, is to go through tribe by tribe. So I broke it down. We'll start with Lavo on day 4. That's the red tribe. And we resume kind of immediately with Rome getting back to his idol hunt. He had stopped because it was the middle of the night. So it looked to me like he woke Teeny up in the middle of the night to show her. Still dark, though. Still can't read in the middle of the night. But he tells, Rome tells Teeny all about the box he's found and the next steps, and he's pretty confident that she's not going to tell anybody, but she immediately tells Keyshawn, and Keyshawn's jaw literally drops to the floor. I thought that was great. Then we get a great scene of Keyshawn and Teeny looking at the box with Rome walking up next. Rachel, what did you think of this scene when everybody's going, like, it just seemed like a comedy of errors.
Well, and beginning with the fact, like, okay, you're worried you shouldn't do this on your own, so let me do it in the middle of the night, because that's not suspicious whatsoever. And then you can't see anything anyway, so why not just figure your shit out in the morning and go, maybe I can do this on my own, but at least I can find a time during the day to be effective.
Yes.
Not be suspicious. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a strange move, JD, to wake Teeny up in the middle of the night. That's like pretty suspicious anyways.
Yeah.
And it's dark.
What are you
But then on the
see?
other hand, I was like, not much like gameplay from Rome in that moment. But then also, I didn't think a ton of craft from Teeny either. Like, they got busted immediately by Rome, and they didn't even try to hide it. They're just like, yeah, we're looking at your box.
Just literally the shot of them just looming over the box, and then Rome marching right to the box. Like he just goes right through them. Like, you're so busted. I loved her and her. My talent is talking my way out of things, and it's just like, okay, I mean, like, groveling, you mean? Like, basically, I know I shouldn't have done this, but I did it anyway. I want to work with Kashan, and that was great. But sure, I mean, her trust just plummeted. What is it with the men of this season wanting to wake women up in the middle of the night to tell them a secret, right?
Definitely not.
I don't
strange.
like it. It feels icky, and there's no, I accept no as an answer with this.
Yeah.
Like, this
Waking
is
in 2 hours. I've got an alliance of 2 at my house, a bigger alliance of 4 if we're being honest. But if Laura's asleep in the middle of the night, I do everything in my power to not wake it up. Like, I'll use the bathroom down the hall, and I ain't flushing the toilet until the morning.
Oh, that's so
because it might be too long. I try and gingerly flop into bed. She says I never get into bed like smoothly. I always fall, but like that's like my number one goal.
A man of your stature would have trouble getting into bed quietly.
It could be worse, I think. I'll try tonight something crazier.
Trey's very spry.
Like a cannonball onto the bed is what she feels.
Yeah, just like a roll into it and get perfectly into the covers. I'll try it tonight. I'll record it, see how it turns out. But it'll be like in that night vision. You can't tell what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Who is this?
Rome does eventually find his idol, though. He opens the box. He sees there's another box in there. Stops at the one tribal council idol Would you keep going, Rachel? Would you go for like the 3, or what did they say? It was a full idol as the 3rd box, I think, or would you stop at 1? And as we saw a little bit later with Sam, he stops at 1 as well.
Yeah, that, I guess it surprised me, but at the same time, if you're that like, oh my God, someone's gonna see me, that was so hard to get to this point. How can I possibly pull it off? And they're starving and sleep deprived. I mean, I don't necessarily blame them.
Yeah. I kind of agree. I mean, I would want to go, especially if I hadn't, like, their tribe hasn't gone to tribal council yet, so there's still time for him, but it feels like there are a lot of steps to it, and if it took that long to find the first one, maybe you're thinking the 3rd even more complicated, but...
Also, he's totally blown. Like, Teeny knows, Kashan knows. I mean, you might as well, okay, I'm taking this. I know I'm safe for the next tribal council. Is he aware of how he's rubbing everybody the wrong way? I don't think he is.
Maybe not.
I also think that, and I've heard this on other pods and reading some stuff, like it just feels like this is bucket list for him, right? It's like he has a checklist of all the things he wants to get done on Survivor. It's a shorter game, and he's just like, find an idol, play an idol. Like he just wants to be...
What if you lose it?
Well...
Like, what if you don't get the next step? And then,
exactly.
I blew my chance. And
right.
Maybe he doesn't want to contaminate another well.
Right. And the longer he has...
Exactly right. I almost fell in last time. I can't risk it again.
Right.
Not getting out next time.
And then, if, you're looking at a 3 tribal idol in this new era. I mean, it's a target. It's like, a lot of these players are looking at the idol as a curse almost. It's like, I got the idol and I'm going to play it, which happens later on in the episode, obviously. But yeah, it's I think he did the right thing, to be honest.
Yeah, the live tribe is saying the same. Jim says, once exposed, I think 1 makes sense, which is what you're saying. Like, he's got a target on his back already. You found the idol, you can check it off the list, and then you can go on about bragging about yourself the next day, because day 4 for Lavo continues with the Rome show. They call him a showman. He's trying to make fire. He says his record is 16 seconds. He practices every morning before they went to Survivor. But, as Rome says, it's different with a machete.
Not embarrassing at all.
I think you should practice with the machete.
Yeah.
He can't do it. Keyshawn steps up. He says, I'll try once, and nails it right away. I thought that was a hilarious scene.
But did you notice, though, he didn't look like he was, he didn't get the nice little wood shavings there to help him out. And Keyshawn right away got the little hairy shavings that would catch fire right away.
The husk. What do they call that stuff, Trey?
What do they call that?
Yeah, they always say it at the end of the last or the fire making episode. I think it's husk or it's.
I kind of felt bad for him. He looked so sad.
Well, here's
sitting
the thing.
To the side.
Here's the thing, though. They were all watching him with just like a couple of dried leaves, just hack away at this flint.
And not say
Nobody
anything.
stepped up and said, "Hey, man, you might want to throw in some of this other dry shit that we've seen. We've all watched Survivor. We all know that that's the stuff that's the most flammable stuff."
Maybe he didn't stop talking to get let them.
Couldn't get a word in.
That's a great point. But yeah, and then it's just the shot of him just off to the side, just the most glum chum ever.
We've had a lot of juxtaposed shots of like cheering for one person doing something with the other person just fuming.
Oh, it's so good. Often in the same shot too. Like, come on, Emmys, let's go. Like, you didn't even nominate this show. Like, the photography of this show is just incredible. Like the storytelling that the camera people are pulling off is just amazing.
Yeah. It was like the coconut envy shot where
coconut envy.
Yeah, that's another great one.
That's exactly what it was. How about from just like a general standpoint, JD? You think it's a good idea to be bragging about how often you're practicing and making fire?
No,
right?
I don't.
That's
I don't at all.
The whole point of the game once you get to number 4, and you're like, I do this every day.
Yeah, but this is Rome's personality. Like, he's telling everybody he could have been in the NBA, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I didn't know what to call that. I called that like the Rome bragging pack. I don't know if we'd ever seen that before.
No.
By my notes, he says he could have been in the NBA.
Yeah.
But he wasn't tall enough. He was fast enough.
Yeah.
They said, why didn't you get drafted? He said, I stopped playing in high school.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That's a problem.
He also was talking about dancing. He did a pretty smooth moonwalk.
Yes.
Okay, that
on
wasn't
dirt.
bad.
I think that's tough.
Yep.
He said he could have been a rapper. He says he wants to host the On Fire podcast with Jeff Probst because he has done some podcasting.
Oh, yeah.
What is the most brag-worthy thing there, Rachel?
I don't know. Maybe the dancing, because we saw his moves.
He was pretty good. He's a pretty good dancer. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
worked for me.
we did get a little sampling of his rapping, and it.
And he
not,
forgot.
not
I
goes
great.
well.
He's
Not
making
great.
me feel sad for him every time. Like when I watch Andy act like that, I don't feel bad for him. Like I'm like, please stop now.
Yeah.
With Rome, I'm like, oh, poor guy.
Yeah, he's become a great pre-merge character, and I would like to see him run. I want to see how fast he is.
Yeah. Well, that'll come, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'll race somebody down the beach.
Yeah.
But these guys can't come on so early in the season this thirsty. Like, you're not that thirsty yet.
Wow.
You haven't been there that long.
Good word. I was saying before the show to Trey, like this guy takes up. We haven't heard from Genevieve at all, right? Who was my winner pick. This is a good sign, I think, because we'll hear from her later, hopefully, and hopefully it's not a Heather situation. But this guy takes up a lot of oxygen on that.
They're running out.
And you know what? You know what also takes a lot of oxygen? Flame outs. Like you'll burn out very, very fast.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. He's definitely safe for at least one tribal council.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're all on a winning streak, right?
Yeah, and they seem to have
it's a
worked
winning
pretty
streak.
well together, and they've been winning a lot. So yeah, I guess he's doing okay. But you're right; it's completely the Rome show for the Lavo tribe, because basically all we got from them was his idol hunt, and then can he make fire or not, which he wasn't able to this time. But I don't know. I feel like we're getting a lot more Rome as time goes on, and I'm with you. A little disappointing not to get the full kind of landscape of the tribe, but they also haven't had to vote anybody out yet.
Exactly.
They are very patient. You get lots of shots of them patiently listening to him.
Yeah.
Some impatience, like this one. It's like, right, for the podcast listener, we got a shot of Saul in the foreground with Rome in the
good.
background, just talking his ear off about who knows what.
But that clip as well, it's even longer and it's so over the
Oh,
top.
it's so great.
Yeah,
It's
poor
so
guy.
great.
That was a very funny moment. Why weren't you drafted? I stopped playing in high school. I was so close though. I love it. All right, so that's the Lavo tribe. The Gata tribe, that's the yellow tribe. They are kind of picking up the pieces after last week. John Lovett sent home. Andy is still around, and they're going in because this guy is cracking coconuts.
So
I
cringe.
mean, he was obviously upset about not getting praised for cracking coconuts, but like, look, man, he's like the biggest guy on their tribe. They're expecting him to crack coconuts.
Totally.
Was this patronizing? Was it like a little too much, or were you like, let him have his fun?
He looked completely okay with it. And he was eating it up. And I felt it was so hard to watch. I was like, oh my God, these guys they're really playing the game. Because he believed them.
Yeah.
He totally believed them.
How
Yeah.
could you when you basically begged for it?
Yeah, which is, it's insane. Like, to be like, after all of that, and I would be like, okay, guys, seriously, I don't need you to cheer for me for coconuts. But he's like, finally, the credit I deserve. At least that's what the edit is
Definitely,
showing
yeah.
us.
Do you think they could have just left out that he was like, okay,
Oh,
don't.
100%. That's could be. I mean, who knows? Who knows what the edit is actually, or what happened really? But I mean, it just seems that way. Like it's
that
like,
shit-eating grin felt authentic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, indeed it did.
What a goddamn chore though for the rest of the tribe, right? It's like, okay, guys, Andy's doing something. Let's give him some praise and credit. And they literally, I'm sure you're getting to a Trey, like just babysitting him. Like literally, you have to put a guy on him to just watch him and just make sure he's okay.
It's like having a toddler on the team.
Totally.
A
Gotta
little
take the
bit.
toddler to the baseball game.
Yeah, gotta clap for him when he gets a hit.
Or misses.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't matter. You tried hard. Good swing. Real good swing. Yeah. Annika says in her confessional, it's giving toxic, clingy boyfriend. Not what you want to hear. And I think she says, I think it's Annika that says, Andy needs words of affirmation. I'm curious here. How long have you two been together?
27
years or so.
A long time. You know
long
each
time.
other very well. JD, what's Rachel's love language?
Her love language. She needs affirmation for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
I'm Andy.
Yo, she really is kind of.
I'm an evolved Andy because I'm older than him. So maybe I was like that at that age.
A self-aware Andy.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay. Words of affirmation is mine as well. What's JD's?
Probably do things for you. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
What
Like
is-
open a coconut for me. That's
What is that one called?
I don't-
Acts of service.
There we
go.
Acts of service.
Yeah.
Nice. I was hoping at least one of you would say physical touch so we could get an explicit rating on this podcast.
There's still time.
Yeah, I guess we're pretty early. But yeah, a lot of great stuff. In this episode for the Gata tribe is Sam on his idol hunt. And it goes much differently, I think, than it did for Rome on the Lavo tribe, because Sam starts off bonding with Andy. He's taken Andy under his wing, similar to like how Caleb was building up Emily a couple
Yeah.
of seasons back after that. I think a smart move. But then Sam goes to pee. And Andy sneaks off to try and find the Beware advantage after he swore he wasn't going to do. I also think it was very funny, this moment. Sam and Andy are like, could not fathom that the girls could possibly be looking for the Beware
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah.
Like, they're off doing girl stuff.
Didn't even occur to them.
Didn't even occur to him. You're here to play Survivor. That's the only thing to do.
hold on.
Look for it, though.
okay. Yes, in Andy's case, but do you think that Sam was just saying that to placate Andy?
Well,
a
do
little
you
bit?
remember?
Maybe so.
Do you remember what Sam said in the first episode?
Yeah, that
When-
rubbed you the wrong way.
That rubbed me the wrong way. Then they were building fire, and he comes in. He's like, "Oh, well, how about building fire?" He's like, "That's what we're doing."
Yeah, we're in the middle of
Sam."
that, man.
And he's like, "I am so proud of you to come up with that on your own," and rub the
didn't
back of
like
their
that
heads. Like, So I think it was authentic when he said it.
Okay. All right.
Maybe he's old
Maybe.
school male thinking.
They all seem to like him though.
Oh yeah, no, he's good. He like he said. I mean, maybe he is totally genuine. I don't know him, but he's like, I wasn't a great singer in musical theater, but I got the acting down. So you never know.
Yeah. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But I thought this was a pretty solid episode for Sam.
Oh,
but
totally.
what did you think of JD when Andy went out? He finds the Beware advantage first, but he's like, I'm not taking it right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it back, and I'll come back later. You think that was a smart move at the time? Like, let's assume that Sam, kind of worst case scenario for Andy, everybody else finds it, literally everybody else.
Yeah. Yes.
Is in on it, but
Yeah.
you think it would be like, you think that's something people will try to find it, come back when they actually need it?
I mean, well, obviously it backfired on Andy. This is one of those times where I go, this is a little too easy. You know what I mean? Like, Sam goes to pee. Andy gets up. He's left alone with his thoughts, which is the worst thing you can do. He gets up, wanders off, looks for the idol, and then I just feel like sometimes the idol is sitting in a producer's pocket. He's coming this way with it, like the best possible scenarios for Andy to find the idol.
Yeah.
And him leaving it, I mean, it's not terrible. It's not terrible for Andy, right? Because then he gives him the opportunity to tell Sam. And it actually worked in the sense that it was more valuable to him, not in his hands, but the knowledge of it, by just telling Andy, I found it, I left it, it's gone. You know, Andy is completely oblivious to the fact that Sam found it.
Right.
It's literally the key is in his sock while he's saying it. But it's his filthy sock, by the way. But
Socks struggle out there on the island.
why are they walking around in just socks?
Because his shoes are probably disgusting and wet, and they're drying, and he probably doesn't want to get like things stuck in his feet. I mean, I don't think it's terrible. I mean, it's gross. It looks gross, but I mean,
Okay.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Barefoot?
This
I
is
guess.
one day. One day. We're looking at a side by side of the same day. Sam socks What? I mean, he's just walking around the camp and stuff. They're completely black within hours,
But
right?
he's digging and looking.
Okay, no, I get that. But these socks are supposed to last him for 26 days.
Oh, he's only got one pair of socks? Come
Yeah.
on. No. Just the outfit he
They'll
wore
hook
there.
them up eventually a little bit later on. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe the merge, they get new stuff. But yeah, I mean... Anyways, all this to say,
That side by side look like when you see somebody on the internet post like 7 different bananas, and they're like, "Which banana do you eat it at?" Going from
Totally.
like the one that's on the left are like maybe not quite ripe enough to eat, and the ones on the right you're throwing in the freezer for banana bread a little bit later.
yeah.
It looks terrible.
I mean-
feet are one of the worst things on Survivor, I think.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I would be a barefoot guy though, because all you have to do is just walk in the ocean and your feet are clean.
Sure.
Like
You're
you
going
can
to have
wash
hobbit
your
feet
feet.
by the end of it. Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be so anal about my socks. Like that's how you get trench foot. That's how you get, wet socks. I don't know. Anyways,
Trench foot.
Andy, yeah, trench foot. You never heard of it?
Out, man. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was born in 1919. But yeah, the Andy gained a lot of trust. It was, what was he going to do with the beware advantage? Let's be honest.
Well, I felt bad for him because I'm like, oh, he finally stopped himself. He stopped his wild
Yeah.
decisions. It's like, I'm going to take a moment to think about this. I'm like, okay, Andy, you got this. You can bring yourself back and do well. And then he got screwed. So I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
He made what seemed like a smart, slow decision. And then I felt bad.
Yeah. And then he didn't stick to it though. It was like 2 hours later. He's like, I gotta go look.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Can't resist.
Yeah.
Moment. to
I
think.
mean, he is playing Survivor,
Yeah.
but also Sam has said that he's going to play his idol for Andy. So
Yeah.
what is more valuable than that? I mean, Andy doesn't know any of this, but
True.
by him just leaving it, walking away, letting somebody else find it, but not on purpose, but I think it worked out better for him in the end.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because Andy and Sam, I do feel like bonded over what, it'll fall apart whenever Andy actually finds out that Sam found the idol and didn't tell him unless he plays it for Andy, in which case they're still locked in together. But I liked how Sam did kind of every part of the Beware Advantage with a different member from his team. It's like, you help me come dig it up. You help me undo all of the knots. And then he saved for Sierra, he says his number one, actually finding the box. I thought that was pretty smart
Yeah.
to bring
very.
everybody in. And then he even brings Andy in, just like getting everybody on his side with this one thing that he lucked into finding. That was pretty smooth.
Very clever. He's a team player.
Yeah.
He's been in musical theater for years. He knows how to work as a team to achieve results.
What do you think's more valuable in his experience, the musical theater or the sports reporting?
Developing sources?
Developing sources, but it seems to be working too.
What did you think of his acting, JD? I know you've been critical about kid actors in the past.
I have.
He is a grown man, but he's on the younger side.
I mean, listen, it's all about the audience, and the audience in that situation was
Elite.
Andy, who is a child, basically. So I think he did a great job. He had to be a little over the top. I mean, Sam, you don't have to play to the back of the room when your audience is standing right in front of you necessarily. It's like, oh, damn! Like that's not necessary, but at the same time, hey, it works.
right, yeah.
So kudos
He
to
sold
you.
it.
Yeah. Believable.
Sam stops at the one tribal idol, just like Rome did, and then, like you're saying, JD, he says he wants to eventually play the idol on Andy because he doesn't want to go forward in the game. I think he said with him and 3 girls, just because he thinks that puts him on the outside, and apparently he hates women. So who do you think is in trouble then? Rachel or JD, either one of you, of those 3? Because, like, let's assume Gata goes to tribal in the next couple of tribal councils here. If he does play it on Andy, who do you think the votes are coming back on?
Yes,
Annika, maybe? I mean, just because she seems to be one of the leaders?
yes,
Sierra's
and
his number 1?
yeah, I mean, not to telegraph right to the very end of the episode, but there seems to be a confrontation between Annika and Sierra / Sam, and she's like, "You guys dating?"
Yeah, great line.
And what I think could happen is that Sam is like, okay, well, actually, I do think it's Sam. Rachel and I were talking this morning because she's got Sam on her team, and I'm like, he could be in trouble because say, and Annika says, "Hey, you guys dating or something? Like you're so close. Like that's the last thing you want is to be caught in a showmance, whether you are in a showmance or not. But they are definitely calling each other number one.
Right.
So he still sticks with his plan on playing his idol on Andy, which Sierra knows that he's going to do. And then Sierra's like, well, I don't want to be like tied to this guy. I don't want a target on my back because I'm in a showmance with this dude. So she goes to Annika, and then the three women actually do vote him out, right?
That would be a
your
delicious
thoughts?
twist.
Yeah,
That's what I think could happen.
Sierra did not look impressed when he told her, I'm
Yeah.
going to play this on Andy, which would be shocking. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking? I just
Yeah.
helped you do all that, and now you're going to play it on this doofus?
Yeah, what about
Thanks.
me? What about your number one?
Yeah, that is.
But she
we'll see how it
flowed
plays
with
out.
it.
Yeah, she went with it because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that's true.
But it definitely feels like that tribe is ready for a confrontation next week. On the Tuku tribe, that's blue. We start with Gabe catching a crab with his foot. That looked like a nice crab, though. Yeah, there's a lot of feet in this episode. Big Probst episode. I like that crab. How many people could eat off of that crab, do you think? Because I think at this point they still have 6 people on their tribe.
I mean, it's a very small portion. You eat all the guts, too, I assum.
I think so.
Yeah,
Just
of
to get
course.
optimal protein.
I also wonder if that's the kind of like soft shell crab where you can eat the shell. I don't know if you.
Oh, I think it's
how
too
easy
big,
that is.
right?
It looked huge.
Yeah.
It looked really big.
It'd have to be pretty hard shelled to survive like that.
I don't know. I was just so useless out there in terms of food. Like, wait a minute. I'd be like, wait, it's a land crab. Can you even eat a land crab? Which obviously you can, I guess. So,
well.
yeah,
Are
I don't
all
know.
land crabs sea crabs?
I guess.
I think so, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There's probably a land crab out
Seemed pretty deep inland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyway.
there. Because the Tuku tribe does eventually go to tribal council. We get a lot of alliance talk, I feel like, in this episode. TK is talking about how he doesn't trust Gabe because he had found him messing with the vines and the keys in episode 1. He approaches Tiana about this. TK does. He's trying to get Tiana and Kyle to be their big 3, and then maybe they'll bring in Gabe as well. But TK tells Tiana that he doesn't trust Gabe, to which Tiana responds, a bromance can only go so far if a bro doesn't trust a bro. That's not a bromance. How true is that?
I'd like to know how many times the word bro was uttered in this episode.
All-time record.
I think
Gotta-
so.
All-time
be.
record.
I mean, it was looking pretty average until that one scene with TK.
Yeah, the nap scene.
The nap scene. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit much. I was surprised that TK just started giving Gabe advice about how to do well on Survivor.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think you know everything that's going on? That's pretty confident.
Yeah.
He definitely wanted to be in charge of his tribe, and as we see as it plays out after the immunity challenge, like he wants to be in charge, he wants to be calling the shots. But I mean, Tiana was basically right in her saying here where she says a bro doesn't trust a bro, because I don't feel like Gabe or TK were locked in with each other,
No.
even though TK certainly thought he was locked in with Gabe. We also get a nice line from Kyle in this episode right around here, JD. He says, nice people can't win Survivor. Do you agree with him?
I immediately thought of Jeremy Collins, who I feel like is one of the nicest guys in the world. But, so yeah, I disagree, obviously.
Wait, wasn't he quoting someone else though when he said that?
Well, he was
He's
just
like,
saying, he
"We're-"
said, they say.
Yeah, right.
I mean, but, you know, Sandra won Survivor twice, so there you go. She's not very nice.
Marianne won Survivor. She's nice.
She's the, oh, God, I forgot about
nice.
Marianne. She's
Yeah.
super nice, and so is Erica.
Yeah,
So-
Erica was nice. I would like what? We're 46 seasons in. I wonder what the proportion of nice to not nice is. Because I
what's-
bet it's like 2/3 not nice.
And what's your definition
Okay.
of not nice?
Yeah,
I
that's,
mean,
everybody has different definitions.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, you'd have to do mean things on Survivor. Like,
gotta
you
do
do
some mean
have
things.
to, cut people's throat
Like eat
eventually.
sugar.
Well, yeah.
a lot of sugar.
Okay.
A ton of sugar. More likely to win Survivor based on this season and last season. Goofballs or nice people?
Ooh, God. Wait, who won last year? It was. Wait a minute. Kenzie was super nice.
She was nice.
She's lovely.
Only nice people
Nice
win
people.
Survivor.
Yeah,
I feel like nice people are winning in the new era a lot now that we're
Totally.
talking about it. Like, Gabler seems nice.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Jam could go either way.
Yeah.
I think he's nice, but I think he would have a cutting comment to you behind your back.
Absolutely.
And he definitely did not nice things on Survivor.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You got to do things that aren't nice.
Yeah. But he would be nice to be around. I would love to be around. I would love
same.
to hang out with Jam.
Yeah,
So-
my hairdresser is retiring, JD, so I
Ooh.
need a new haircut. I think it's probably out of the way to go to LA to have Jam do it, but man, I'd love for a cut from him.
Hold on. Cece's retiring?
Well, unfortunately, he's gotten too successful in his vintage goods.
Wow.
So, he's only
Good
around
for
like 4
him.
days a month. So my next haircut's like, instead of every 6 weeks, it's like every 18 weeks.
That's why I switched. Because I used to go to CC all the time. I could never get in. Shout out to you, CC. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, you know, the vintage goods, they're just flying off the shelf these
They
days.
really are.
Continue with Tuku. TK eventually brings in Gabe to try and like lock in things together, and he tells him that Sue going out. Sue is Gabe's number one. Whoops. So Gabe goes and tells Sue. He also chats with Caroline. He keeps calling them his little birds.
I
Didn't like that?
didn't sit well. Again, like, what are you talking about? What are you like you're raising them in the nest? Is it like you're the daddy? Like, what is this?
He's feeding them from his mouth.
Oh,
Is it?
Yeah, that's how they do
little
it.
baby bird.
Is it? I just thought of this, but is it? Is it a Varys?
You think he was going Game of Thrones style?
Maybe.
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 Oh,
You go
geez.
gather the information, I make the moves.
Yeah.
That makes
that
sense.
must be it.
Yeah, he's
Right.
not vomiting in their mouth for sustenance, I don't think.
I mean, it's early. You know,
Yeah,
if it gets, the conditions get pretty harsh out there. We saw people
Sure.
trying to steal rice. You never know what you're going to have to do.
That's
love
right.
that
And
part,
we
by the
saw we've already seen somebody eat a worm like day 2.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
That's definitely right.
There you
Who is closer here? Are Gabe and Sue closer, or are Sue and Caroline closer? I guess the question then
Yeah.
is, who is Sue's number one?
I think the one who has the immunity idol, but that's gone now, right?
Yeah, that's a good
So-
point.
That's a good point. Did she know about she knew about the idol? Yeah. Yeah, good point. Because she at the episode 1, she was very much like Caroline's like my daughter sort of thing,
Yeah.
right? Like so I think there was a connection there. I think it's Caroline. I think it's Caroline and Sue are,
I kind of
are a
agree.
tighter alliance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
just
agree.
be just the mom and daughter thing. You can't. That's a bond you can't break.
And Caroline, like, immediately was like, I don't know you.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was really out, I
the
thought.
idol. Okay, I know you now. Like, there's a little reason to trust him immediately.
I thought that was not great gameplay on Caroline's part. Like you just
Kind of shutting down Gabe right away.
Right? Yeah, he's like, I want to work with you. I want to work with the two of you. Let's do a 3-person alliance. You go, okay, great.
But yeah, if she hadn't have done what she had done, he wouldn't have showed her the idol. Maybe. She's like,
Yeah,
okay,
but-
what do you got? What do you got to offer?
I guess.
I'm open for conversation.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I definitely thought the three of them were like closer than it appears they were after episode 1. I
Yes.
thought that, but maybe like showing the idol helps out, or maybe there's a little crack there. We'll see going forward. But this takes us to the nap scene. Who is it? It's Sue.
Yeah,
and
Sue and
Tiana go down to nap with Kyle and TK, and
Yeah.
TK cannot stop saying bro.
You can't stop talking.
Could not stop talking, though he said in his exit interview, hey, I wasn't talking to myself. Kyle was there. He talks the most of anybody.
Fair enough.
He said, who's in the wrong here, JD? The nappers could have gone anywhere on the beach.
Yeah.
Or the talkers who are talking through sleep.
Listen, I'm gonna side with the talkers here. I think they were in the right. You're exactly right. It's an island,
a big
and there's a beach goes all the way around the island. Also, you could just say, "Hey guys, I'm trying to have a nap over here." Like, you don't have to sit and put up with it. Like, you can just say, "Hey guys, can you keep it down? I'm trying to sleep here." And then they could just get up and walk down the street
Yeah.
or down the beach.
But instead, you have an internal tantrum, and then when you do the interview after, you talk about how important you are. Yeah, they don't know that I'm a pilot and I own my own business.
I got the best business of anybody here.
Like, how disrespectful. I'm like, who cares what you do? They could have like not talked, or you could have got up and moved.
Yeah,
like
I
I
mean-
don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost 50-50. I was like, you both did it wrong. Like,
Yeah.
clearly two
Totally.
of you didn't want to nap and two of you did. Why
Right.
did you go to do the same thing together?
Yeah.
It didn't make sense.
Sleep
but
in
it was
different
a funny
rooms.
scene. Sleep in different rooms, exactly. In my alliance, she goes to bed early and I watch dumb movies all
That's
night.
exactly
Okay, how
right.
am I supposed to watch True Lies? Before we get to the immunity challenge, just one last CBS thing I wanted to ask both of you. Are you going to watch The Summit? I've seen a lot of commercials for The Summit this season.
You know what? I might dip in.
I could be seduced by a few more commercials.
Oh yeah,
Get a few more.
Don't encourage them, Rachel. It's just adding more and more promos for fucking shows.
That looks like a convoluted game, though. They have to climb the mountain, but there's also voting out involved,
Yeah.
and I don't know, a lot of scheming, it seems. Maybe be
Ooh.
interesting.
Yeah. I'll check
Cracker's
it
still
out.
around. Elizabeth's still around. Who knows? Give it a year. Looks better than Tough as Nails, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree.
We do get to the immunity challenge, and it's just a hodgepodge of things thrown together. You got to swim. You got to bring a giant bag of rice through a gate. The people have to go up and over the gate. Then you have to do a blind hand maze. That looked pretty complicated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then the snake trap, which of course is tough. Would you be good at any part of this, Rachel? Is there a part you think you would excel at?
Not the swimming, for sure. I don't know. Maybe the blind. Maybe.
That thing looks so tough.
Yeah, I mean, I was so impressed with the snake maze. Like, even though they did get kind of freaky on each other, like they're tired, they're exhausted, and they still pulled it off without like really losing it on each other.
Yeah.
That's some serious teamwork there.
Was
Yeah,
that was
that
that
was
like a malfunction with the gate? Because all of their gates, when they got it open, they all seem to be stuck somehow.
Like in the sand, maybe?
yeah,
They didn't open very
maybe
big,
That's
yeah.
what it was. Yeah.
Probably in the
Anyway.
sand.
Yeah, like I think when Rome opened his, they like almost all ran into the door.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Very
like
far. That's pretty funny. I liked when Rome jumps from the top of the cage.
Oh, geez.
Jeff yells, "Rome, going for style points."
Did he hurt himself?
It didn't look that deep,
nah, it's
right?
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It didn't look like. That seemed like a high jump
Yeah.
for not
Yeah.
a lot of water
Yeah.
under the landing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not as scary though as when Andy was stabbing the bag of rice and Jeff yells, "Watch your hands!"
But it was a perfect example of how he plays the game. Like, very frenetic and like crazily. Like, isn't the goal to cut it open to pull something out of it?
Slice it.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
see Saul doing it, and it just shows how he plays the game. It makes sense. He's cutting it open. He's got a way to do this.
But Saul did stab it a few times.
Oh, well, then who was
was
the
also
one
a
that
stabber.
sliced it nicely?
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe that
remember
was
who
the
cut
other-
it, but it was the last.
Oh, okay.
Must
But
have
it was
been
just
blue.
like,
Yeah.
why am I scared right now? I don't know.
There was a,
That was a scary moment.
yeah, a psychotic intensity to Andy's. But hey, it worked. I mean, he got it out, and yeah, I was worried about the fingies as well, to be honest.
Yeah, you need those.
Yeah.
You're going to need those on Survivor, it turns out, because you can use them for putting rice in your pockets. I like that from Rachel as the challenge is going. She just sees a giant bag of rice. Might as well take some, throw it in my pockets. Jeff says, no way.
But it was so smooth.
Yeah.
She did it so nicely. I loved it. I thought she was hilarious. Her answer to Jeff, too.
She's like, what, I can't?
But she was like, you didn't see anything. What are you talking about?
You think she should have been allowed to keep the rice?
Why not? There was no rule saying you
Why
can't.
not?
Well, apparently there is a rule. That you're not allowed to take food. But why rice then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why
like,
rice?
It's a kind of a cruel thing to do to them. It's like, take this massive bag of rice that could feed you till the end of this game probably, and then, it ends up on the beach in the sand. I mean, I guess it's there for the temptation. And she got busted. She had perfect rice holding pockets as well. Like, it seemed like it was just like, she had it felt like she had about 4 or 5 cups of rice, right? That would
Yeah.
feed the tribe for a couple of days.
Definitely.
So,
And I love that she had no shame in it. You
No,
should have no shame
of course
for
not.
stealing food when you're starving.
Yeah.
I loved it. Absolutely.
yeah, I agree. I think they should have let her keep it. There's no way that Jeff saw it either.
Also, I
kind of agree.
Some PA,
Yeah.
just was
Definitely.
like, yeah, she
Just those
stole some
pockets.
rice. Yeah.
my like innate poverty mindset is like, you're wasting rice on this show. You should be ashamed of yourself for doing it.
Okay.
Well, why?
You're right. I guess you're right.
Just throwing it in the sand, and that's where it lives
We got
now.
so much rice, we don't even need this.
Yeah.
We'll make a whole beach out of
Yeah.
rice, and you can't eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Wasting food.
I hate it.
Gata ends up winning this challenge. I thought it was a great moment. Sam, stop. Who wants fish
Oh,
tonight?
yeah.
That was a pretty good ending line.
The only way it would have been better is if the ball just flipped up and bounced out and onto the beach.
Yeah, it's
That
takes
would have
his
been
hand off
amazing.
it. No.
Slow motion.
Yeah. Lavo finishes second. That means Tuku is going to be going to Tribal Council, and TK was pretty upset that they lost because Tiana was smiling. He says, we got to have the same mindset. I don't like to see people happy that we're losing. Was this his undoing? Was this the beginning of the end for TK?
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, from the beginning, he thought of himself as like a coach, it almost seemed like, and he stuck with it. And it's like, they're all adults around you. Nobody likes to be talked to like that.
Yeah.
Very
All got our own
condescending.
worldviews.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I agree. It's also, it speaks to his not listening, right? Because Jeff asked about the smiling, and Tiana was like, this is not a real smile. I'm pissed. I'm just, it's a stress smile, basically, is what she said.
Stress smile.
And then he flips out. Like, he's not listening to what's being said. He's just like plowing through. I mean, we've seen this 100 times before, where there's a person who is just so annoyed about losing. And yes, you should be annoyed about losing, but also you're still playing Survivor. You gotta, the negative reinforcement doesn't work at that point of the game. Like, you're just throwing a tantrum and you're basically throwing yourself under the bus, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah, the tribal or the immunity challenge, Matt, has become like more entertaining, I think, than Tribal Council
agree.
has, because we had this with TK. Last week we had Andy. Last season we had Liz with her Applebee's explosion.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, like, we had I forget what her name is, but like kept getting the immunity idol taken from her.
Yeah.
Like somebody else would just reach in and take it. Like
that was Venus, and
Venus,
who,
exactly.
who was taking it from her? I can't remember. Anyway,
it happened a couple of times,
yeah.
but the emotions are so raw at that point.
Totally.
Figuring out you're actually going to have to go to Tribal Council, that we're getting a lot more like interpersonal conflict there than when you get to Tribal Council and you got to like hide your intentions and play the game and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're kind of interesting. It's like those are kind of becoming some of the biggest moments of the episodes, when previously it was kind of just like, all right, Jeff's just shuttling people on to their next place they gotta be. So
yeah,
I think
totally.
that's been cool.
Yeah, it's a smart move. I don't know if they've always done it and they've just started showing more of it, or if they've just sort of leaned in, because you're exactly right. That's when people are most intense and most upset, furious, elated, all of that stuff, because we would used to lean into the moment of victory, right? It's like, how does this feel right now? You're putting the necklace around, or you're giving them the idol, but now it's more like, hey, let's talk to the losers. Everybody leaves, and we're talking to the losers now. It's like a precursor to Tribal Council, and I agree with you, Trey. It's like it's become the most entertaining part.
And more people get a box to stand on and vent, and
That's
true.
Yeah, because everybody has like that 3-hour trip to Tribal Council to get their thoughts in order,
Right.
and play it close to the vest, and some distance from the actual loss. And I think it also sparks off the scheming and the beach stuff as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
great.
gives them another something to talk about.
Totally.
As they go back to their beaches. Soda was her name. Who was
Soda,
stealing
that's
from
it. Yeah,
Venus.
yeah.
Shout out to the live tribe for that one, Scott. But yeah, like we're saying, a lot more to talk about after what happens at the mat. So Tuku gets to their plotting and scheming. Gabe and a dummy. He sees that Tiana does not like TK with the way things went down on the mat. TK's basically going into boss mode. I'm going to tell everybody what to do, though in his exit interview he says he meant about the challenges and stuff. Kyle's not worried. He says a country boy can survive. Hank Williams said it best. But I had a big uh-oh moment, JD. Yeah. TK says, the way I'm moving these chess pieces right now, it's like everyone else is playing checkers. I said, see ya.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not playing with all the pieces either.
No.
But the confidence is there as if he's a chess master.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Exactly. He's like, I'm a pawn. I got all these. Look at all these pawns here.
Yeah, exactly.
You
There's
don't
other
know
pieces.
where you are.
Yeah. I mean, Gabe was right. He buried his own grave.
Bordering on a skeetism, man.
Definitely a skeetism. I thought that was good. And we had a lot of going to rocks talk. I feel like we get this early in the seasons with these smaller tribes, with tribes of 6, because obviously 3 and 3 are splitting up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You think it's too early to go to rocks? Do you think this is more of just like a red herring, JD, from production, that they got to throw us like onto another vote or like something else that could happen? Or is anybody ever really going to go to rocks on the first vote they have of the season?
I felt like Sue was ready to go to rocks. I mean,
she seemed like it.
She seemed totally ready. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting threat to make, and it feels like it came from Gabe, right? Because he knew he was going to play his idol, so he was going to be safe regardless. So it's like, you know, it's a great way to strong arm somebody, because Tiana, like, you're going to her and you're saying, hey, I want to vote. We want to vote for TK. He's in your alliance, and I have the numbers, and everybody's willing to go to rocks, whether they are or they aren't. It's a great bluff, right? Mm-hmm. And it just forces her hand. And also, she's already pissed off at TK anyway, so so that was easy to do.
I thought pretty smooth from both Gabe and Sue for Gabe to be like, you have to go and talk to her, because otherwise she'll know that I've been lying to her the whole time. Yep. And then I thought Sue did a good job of selling Tiana on swapping by saying, I'll go to rocks, I don't care. She wouldn't have even been eligible to be voted out if they go to rocks, because it would have been between her and TK.
Right.
But, I mean, in that situation, she's like, I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot she was going to be the one that was safe.
I don't care. I won't get voted out anyways. Maybe it'll be you. But, I mean, honestly, if Tiana thinks it through, then she's like, wait a second. It would be me, because Tiana knows both plans at that point. So she's got to be like, in that case, maybe I should flip one way or the other. Yeah. So we go to Tribal Council, and Sue right away says it's been bros versus girls right away. She's kind of right.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. It, with, not revealing that Gabe has been playing both sides. TK then kind of the textbook definition of mansplaining to Sue about how to play Survivor. I thought that was an ultra cringe moment when he's basically like, has anyone talked to Sue for more than 2 or 3 sentences?
Yeah. Like, how oblivious can you be, it just boggles my mind.
Also, like, his attempt at talking to her was when they came up from the beach from napping. He says, well, I wish I could sleep all day long.
Right.
Oh, is this you trying to chat with me? That's nice. This is going nowhere.
Yeah, clearly he didn't care for Sue, and it seems like the feeling was probably mutual.
Yeah, they definitely didn't click. Sue also outs Gabe as going for idols, and Gabe explains to Jeff, I just want to be Indiana Jones for a little bit. Wow. What'd you think of that, JD? He wasn't wearing a sash.
I could hear Jeff's pants, those khakis, get a little tighter. Because he was like, that's exactly what we were going for this season.
Somebody got it! Yes!
Wow. It's crazy how, because, we talked about how Jeff was talking about Indiana Jones in the podcast. I was like, they haven't mentioned Indiana Jones on the show. It's only been on the podcast, but it's just like it all melts into to my brain. But anyways, I was happy to hear, and I'm sure Jeff was like, yes, a win. Indiana Jones, get this man a sash.
Get him a sash.
But you know what? Yeah, he got outed, and it's fine. Gabe is a kind of a weird player, because he seems really sloppy, and the box tumbling down the mountain, and just like he talks to people weird, like the little birds thing and stuff. But he's actually seems to be a very smart player, you know? Like, I thought it was very smart to play the idol, even though he has it for 3. He obviously, people knows he's been looking for it. They assume he has it, so I might as well fucking play it because now the target's off my back, right?
Yep.
And he's just made this move. Like, this was Gabe orchestrated all of TK going, really. I mean, so yeah. I mean, shout out to Gabe. I think he had a great episode.
Yeah, I do too. I thought Gabe was pretty solid. I thought Sue was good in this episode.
Yeah.
They go to vote. We get a couple of actually really good lines, I thought. Gabe goes, he writes down TK, says, want to see a magic trick? In one fell swoop, I'll make your survivor dream disappear. You're groaning.
Oh, well, because he is like, oh, okay, so you're that guy now.
You think he's a magician?
Yeah. That's it.
He's got a bit of a magician look, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, he does some up close magic for sure.
A little bit of a dorky vibe going.
Possible magician. You know, I'm not 100% certain, but he might be a magician on the side. I also like Tiana going in. She's like kind of the swing vote here, which way she's going to go. I like her just repeating to herself, my instinct is never wrong. My instinct is never wrong.
Yeah.
I wonder if that'll play out, that her instincts are right. I think she made a solid move here.
I think so too, yeah.
Gabe says he's feeling a little froggy and he plays the idol for himself, but no votes for Gabe. And it ends up being TK who is voted out, leaving Kyle very sad. JD, what do you think? They made the right choice here, getting rid of TK? You think good moves or what?
I mean, I think Gabe is the biggest threat on their tribe. Like I just said, everything that I just said. I think TK is a very strong, athletic dude who could carry them through another 2 or 3 challenges before the merge. I don't think that TK was much of a threat to win the game because he's obviously oblivious. I think he's the one that's playing checkers while everybody else is playing chess. So I don't know, but also I think that they were probably tired of being talked over and berated by him and bossed around. So maybe Camp Life will be better. And it's not like they're on a terrible losing streak, right? So and they still have Kyle, they still have Gabe. And Caroline, water polo player, she seems strong.
Yeah.
Sue, everyone's saying is not great at the physical part of things, but
Wasn't she in the first challenge? Putting that piece above her head?
Like, she was, absolutely.
She deteriorated since then?
And then she sat out on the last one. So
Oh.
I'm just saying what they said. Somebody had said, well, Sue's not really contributing much physically. And I'm like, well, if you sit her, it's going to be hard for her to contribute.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if the ladies came together and got rid of Gabe now that he got rid of that immunity, I mean, it would serve them well.
Yeah, but again, they need physical strength to be for the next few days, anyways.
Right.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see which way Tuku goes here. If it ends up being Gabe, Carolyn, and Sue are like the 3 that are together. They seem like a family, but maybe Carolyn isn't totally locked in there. Or if it'll be the 3 girls joining together. Like, is Tiana or Gabe the third person in there with Sue and Caroline? Will be kind of interesting to see which way it goes. And I don't know, it feels to me like Gabe has kind of made the most connections with everybody on that tribe, but it seems like Sue and Caroline probably are like the 2 closest. So I don't know. It could go either way.
It's also surprising, and then maybe this has been cut out of the show, but I mean, Sue has a pilot school and Tiana wants to be a pilot. I mean, this is something that we flagged in our preview show. It's very surprising that they haven't connected as tightly as Caroline and Sue. So, well, I mean, maybe that's happening behind the scenes, or maybe it just hasn't happened yet. We shall see.
Mm-hmm.
Any other thoughts on this episode where we go to tree mail?
I'm ready.
We're ready for some mail.
I'm ready for some mail. Crack that seal.
Oh, tree mail. A lot of great questions from all y'all out there. I had to send the tweet today, man. I was nervous. Saw Skeet's head and tweet. I was like, oh man, we're gonna have no questions, but you came through. No problem. Lawrence writes in and says, playing your idol early has to be better than playing it late. 100% agree. Do you think this was a strategy move by Gabe? JD, you thought kind of yes, huh?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Like I said before, everybody knew that he was looking. They're calling him Indiana Jones. They already assume that he has an idol, and what did we see last year? Like 6 or 7 people get voted out with idols in their pockets. So nothing puts a target on your back more than having an idol. So, how many times have we been screaming at our screens, play the idol, play it?
But at the same time, he has this solid alliance with Carolyn and Sue. Did they maybe trust him less? Going, oh, you don't trust us? You don't think this is working? There's more opportunities for us to use this. Why are you using it now? Like, could that break up some of the trust a bit?
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I don't know. TK in his exit interview said that everybody knew about Gabe's idol. So I think that's probably a lot of protecting yourself. But I'm kind of with you. Even if everybody knows, Rachel, like you could use that to your advantage going forward. Like let's the 4 of us use this together on somebody. He used it to build trust with Carolyn, right? Whereas he could have kept it a secret and not told her and used it in the future. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of a strange move to play it knowing he's not going to get it. Dalton Ross, I saw in his recap, also speculated that with all the talk about rock drawing and stuff, if he played the idol, then he would not be eligible for that.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Realistic either.
Yeah.
But he's the only guy with the 3 tribal idol, and he played it for no reason.
Right.
But also, people are talking production-wise. Season 47, started filming halfway through season 46, and season 46 had 4 people in a row get voted out with their idol in their pocket.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you make good points, and there is also the threat, or not. You make the statement going to tribal council. I am playing my idol tonight. That does not mean you have to play your idol.
Good point.
And so that's been used very effectively in the past. Like, I'm not playing it, or I am playing it. So if you vote for me, it's a wasted vote. So, I mean,
yeah.
I also like this theory from Scott. I wonder if Gabe thinks when there's a new idol planted, he's hoping it's a full idol.
Oh, interesting.
That goes from being just the Beware used for 1 or 3 or whatever it is, tribals, to a full-on one when they replant it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, there is that, too. Like, if I play this idol, it's going back into the game, and I'm Indiana Jones, and I'm going to find it.
Well, that's pretty confident.
The sequel.
Well, I mean, Temple of Doom.
That's right. You like Temple of Doom?
It's, of the 4 that I've seen, it's probably my 3rd favorite.
Better than
Raiders
what's
number
the 4th one? Crystal Skull
Crystal
or Dial
Skull.
of Destiny?
I haven't seen Dial of Destiny.
It's pretty good.
Is it? Okay.
It's better than Crystal Skull.
Yeah, I don't think I've even seen the end of Crystal Skull. But
haven't seen it.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Now, see, I'm trying to convince the girls to watch that. We were talking about Avatar earlier. I'm pitching Raiders all the time. We'll see if it happens. Moving on. Ashwin writes in and says, is Sam auditioning to be the next Bachelor? What a unique way to bring all of his tribe in for the one tribal idol. Talked about this a little bit earlier. He uses all 3 of the women on his tribe to help find the idol, and he gets Andy on his side by putting his thing in his sock. Think Sam would be a good Bachelor?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. He'll make a great husband someday to many wives. There's definitely polygamy in his future.
Wow.
He knows how to juggle feelings and emotions and make everyone feel special, unless you're saying, oh, I'm so proud of you for making that fire.
Hey, he's attentive.
He's learning.
He's like one of those guys that, has many pairs of flip-flops at his house for the one night stands to give to give them as they walk home or get in the Uber. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, toothbrush for everyone.
Yeah. No, he's engaged in real life, and
I bet he's a very attentive lover.
Hey, I'm sure he is. He's a generous lover.
There we go. Physical affection. That's what I was talking about. Finally.
That's right. Well, I mean, he seems very well liked on his tribe, and he is giving everybody what he thinks they need, and it seems to be working. And And there's a hierarchy as well, right? Because he's like, this is the moment that I want for you, Sierra.
My number one
My
wife.
number one. The original.
Yeah, I think I've actually been a little bit impressed with Sam's game in general, just because he came in. I thought he was just going to be a bro show. But
Totally,
the
yeah.
glue guy comment from episode 1 and then this, he's basically being a glue guy.
Yep.
He's actually getting people on his side. So
Yeah.
good stuff.
It's a very effective strategy, I think.
Zach, one of the MVPs from the live tribe, writes in and says, is every season going to have either a terrible tribe or a hapless player like Banu or Andy? What do you think, JD?
I mean, it feels like it. I was happy that Yellow got a win. You know what I mean? Because I thought, okay, here we go again with the Yellow Tribe stinking. So it was nice to see a win, a little bit of parity. That's what we want in our leagues, right? Parity. We want equal. We want to everybody to have a chance to win, basically. And but if there isn't somebody like that early on at this point, it would kind of feel weird. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah, so it is sort of nice, and I don't think anybody predicted Andy to be, to implode the way he did. Just because he's in the Rob Has a Podcast world, he was a reserve for. I believe he was a reserve last year.
Okay.
Or for 45. So he's been in the wings, waiting in the wings all this time. So, and I don't know. It looks like on the next time on Survivor, he kind of seems like he's got his shit together and he's under the radar now. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't hate it. It's fun to yell at the screen and go, come on.
Maybe he's learned to keep the inner monologue in.
Right.
In.
That's why it's in there.
Well, look, I really loved the Emily journey from 2 seasons ago, who she was just a goddamn mess when she got on the island. And then Caleb took her under his wing and then she was like, I was rooting for her. It was,
like a little baby bird.
Look, well, I love a journey. I love seeing a journey. Yeah. That's what I wanted from Love It. I wanted to see this guy, a fish out of water, and just get on the island, get the shit kicked out of him the first few episodes, and then sort of grow into a great Survivor player, which we were kind of robbed of. So, so now Andy is sort of that hope. I mean, Jackson put Andy, after everything that happened on episode 1, he put Andy on his Make Your Picks team because he was like, this guy's going far. I want him to go far. Also, it would be hilarious if he went far.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And they think he's an easy out, so they'll probably keep him around.
Exactly.
For quite some
Exactly
time.
right. Exactly right.
Do you miss Banu, Rachel?
Do you know Banu?
I'm searching. No,
he tried to win 1 million hearts last season. He cried a lot. We got like 3 full episodes of Banu.
Yeah.
A lot of Banu.
You got a lot of. I had Banu on my tribe, and I got so many points just from him crying.
The all crying season. Greg writes in and says, does Survivor production need to take away Jeff's knife? It was funny when he stabbed bags of rice, but probably not going to be funny when he stabs a contestant.
Yeah.
Was Jeff angry this episode? I don't feel like. I thought it was standard Jeff.
Standard Jeff.
He loved it when Rachel tried to steal the rice. I think he appreciated it.
I think he was into it, but
he tried to act stern. It didn't last very long.
Yeah. I think her reaction was, was perfect. I thought, as you said, Rachel, earlier, her reaction was great. Hey, you're just trying to play the game. I'm trying to play the game, Jeff. So, just let me play the game. Let me try to steal this rice. You didn't see anything. It was perfect. Yeah. So, I don't know. There was a little spicy Jeff, I guess, when he was getting the idols back, right? Mm-hmm. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was actually called Spicy Jeff. Savage Jeff. It's like, you haven't seen anything yet.
You haven't seen it.
Yeah. But I like Jeff having a knife. I wish it was bigger, and I wish we always saw it like in a holster on his khakis.
There's always some reason for him to cut something.
Is it like Crocodile Dundee size?
It's about
We
6
need
inches.
it to be like.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Rachel. If Jeff had a knife every episode, he would have a giant knife. He would be like, you need to be able to see this from the drone shot.
That's right.
A saber.
Yeah, he plays to the last row with the knife.
Exactly right.
Our last one from Eamon, he writes in and says, "Hey gang, huge No Dunks and No Buffs fan here. I realized something during last night's episode. I've met Keyshawn. He was my dad's ER doctor this summer.
Well, damn, I hope your dad's okay.
It was cool seeing this person on the island that I've spoken to in real life about my dad's health. He took good care of my dad during a really stressful time." Eamon asks, "When have you seen someone in a place you weren't expecting? And was it on TV?" Thanks for getting me into Survivor. I don't know if you all have an answer for this.
The trailer at the end of last season, seeing John Lovett without them really saying it was John Lovett, it was like, wow, how do I know that guy? It's like just completely out of context. Seeing somebody and going, oh, where do I know? Do I know that guy in real life? You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like sooner or later we're gonna know, like, literally know somebody who's on Survivor. Have we known anybody?
You mean like that we knew prior to them getting on Survivor?
Yeah, like a coworker from the past or something. Like, it's like, oh, damn, it's that guy. And that's how I felt when I saw John Lovett. And then I was like, oh, it's just John Lovett. Right.
Laura had a sorority sister who got cast on Survivor. She was probably in the teens or 20s. Jackie Berg was her name. She didn't go very far.
Okay.
But that's the closest I've ever been. But I guess we're getting close now because we got Rome in the chat right now, JD.
Oh.
Wow. Hey, Rome.
Dang.
He says he's coming on. He's coming on the show when he can.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Maybe that'll be after the finale. We'll see. We'll see.
Amazing.
What? We're rooting for you, Rome.
Yeah, we are. Big time. If you're a fan of our show, we're a fan of yours.
Where's
That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is.
We know for sure now there's Rome, and we know of other current contestants who consume this show.
I think we're going to have to be a Red Tribe fan here, JD, like specifically Lavo Tribe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's go Reds. All right, let's rate some buffs here. Got a new one for you. Yeah.
Oops.
Bring it.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Oh, there's a guy we know.
So
My bad.
artsy.
Uh-oh. What's happening? Oh, here we go.
Opaque.
Oh, opacity. All right, this one is by request from Owen Knight, who messaged me last week after our episode when I decided to just start doing these different ways to wear a buff and what sort of a rating you would give it. He called this one the shooting sleeve.
Okay.
I'll tell you, it's a little complicated to get on.
How does he get it so tight?
I don't know. I was felt like such a fool practicing how to put a buff on my arm before I came to work this morning. I did so many different ways, but all I'm doing is just twisting it down the inside. So he probably does it better, but I think he was inspired by Malcolm. Malcolm wore a sleeve similar to this. Now, imagine I've had months of prep work, and I actually know how to tie off the shooting sleeve. Rachel, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving the sleeve buff?
If it's for tendonitis or an injury, I give it a 10. If it's for fashion, I need to know why.
Great.
Well,
So
this one, I mean, how fashionable does this look?
Oh,
Come
yeah,
on.
okay.
Wizard sleeve.
Okay. All right. I'll give it a 6 for fashion, but a 10 for practical if there's a purpose.
Okay, like you got a melanoma on your elbows.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
for sure.
I thought you would love this, Rachel, because it looks like you playing pickleball.
Well, that's why I said if there's a reason, and then I give it a 10.
You've got an elbow problem?
Not so much anymore. I got a new paddle. Let's really get into this.
Yeah, let's go.
So it's not bothering me as much now.
Okay, that's pretty tight.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I can feel my elbow healing already.
Right?
Oh, it feels so good. What do you think, JD, out of scale of 1 to 10, the shooting sleeve?
I'm giving this 7.5. I actually think it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, Owens looks cool.
Owens looks
Mine
really
doesn't
cool.
look great, but Owens does look
it looks
fitted.
taut.
Yeah.
How? Like, it must be, I don't know, whatever.
There's got to be a way.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, maybe we'll hear by next week, and I can show you an actually good one. All right, make your picks. Check the Make Your Picks app. Chris wrote us from Make Your Picks. He said a lot of people have TK on their team. I definitely did.
I did.
No worries. Everyone starts with one swap. So you can click on TK, swap him out for another contestant. Definitely worth doing now. And again, he says to play your advantages. You do any good in this week, JD?
I did not. I had 4 people because I used an extra vote, and I used double points on Andy to be voted out, which was such a stupid move. Like, that's a rookie move right there. Yeah, I'm ranked 1806
Okay.
of 2516.
Yeah.
So
I'm 1269, so I'm not doing much better. I lost TK last night as well. You're in this, Rachel?
I am. I don't know what mine is now. I already swapped mine out, so I must be at the very bottom.
Nice.
It was a bad idea. I should not have swapped it. I should have given it time to marinate. I don't think I made.
Do
the
you
right
have
decision.
a winner pick though?
Yeah, like five.
Or
five winners.
you get 5 for your team. But I'm just asking, is there anybody specifically through the first 2 episodes that you're like, they're gonna win?
I mean, I'm feeling good about Saul and Rachel. Feeling
Okay.
really good about
Rachel's
those.
good.
Yeah,
Rachel's
yeah.
good. Saul is kind of, I feel like, in the Genevieve realm right now, where we just haven't seen very much because we haven't seen a ton from the Red Tribe yet.
yeah. So the number one person in our pool has 98 points already, and picked TK to go out and doubled the points. So got 30 points for that.
Okay, so you got to get it right.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
huge.
Got 18 points for Saul. I'm not sure why though.
Did he do the double?
Oh, he
points?
doubled points on Saul and Sam. So 19 points. So use your
Finding an
advantages.
idol.
It is what we're saying. Use your advantages.
I'm always so dumb with it. I always save my advantages. I'm gonna play them at the end like I'm holding an idol. Like, it's like I'm really playing out there. Oh, I'm gonna get Subu here at the end.
By the way,
right.
there are some advantages that you can get to stop the people on top, like block their votes or whatever. And then you can also use an immunity idol to prevent that from happening to you. So, yeah, you can get cute with it.
Okay.
So get cute with it.
You got to.
Yeah.
It's all about advantages out there. Next time on Survivor, you mentioned it, JD. Annika confronts, it seems like, Sam and Sierra, saying, "Are you two dating?" We get a scene of Sam saying, "I'm pissed off."
Ooh,
And we get some more Rome dancing.
Yeah.
nice.
Who's going home next week? Any guesses?
I don't know. I'm still heartbroken over losing TK.
Yeah, I know. It's been losing John and TK. Like, after doing the cast reaction, I was like, I can't wait to see both of these guys. I said, get out of here.
Yeah.
Too charismatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with my Sam theory,
Okay.
just based on what I saw. If it's not Sam, it'll be Annika, I believe.
Well, Annika's stirring the pot.
Yeah.
That's smart. If it doesn't put a target on her back.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. But who else?
You're saying eyes on the yellow tribe, huh? I usually try and
I-
sprinkle around, trying to get one
Well,
from every
yeah,
tribe right now while we
same.
still can. But yeah, I'm with you. It feels like I'd like to see Red get involved more in the game. They've just been winning a little bit too much. Be cool to see them vote, but Yellow Tribe seems like there might be a little something brewing under the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't see on Red, I can't see Rome going home just simply because he has an idol and it's good
Yep.
for one tribal, and I can't see him playing it for somebody else unless, there's a move there, but I'm not seeing it. Yeah. So, and Blue, I don't know. Gabe, maybe. Nah. Yeah, it's hard to say. Maybe is Tiana on the bottom of that tribe now?
I
don't think
I guess
so.
Kyle's probably
Kyle is
technically
on
on
the
the bottom
bottom.
for now
Yeah.
just because he was close with TK, but that could change.
It just
easily.
seems so unlikely that they would vote for him because he's just way
He's
too
so,
nice.
He's
you
so
know?
why?
easy to
Why?
keep around.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's just,
Seems nice.
yeah.
And he was the only one that sliced the bag of rice.
Yeah.
Everybody else
That's the
stabbed.
one who
Yeah.
nicely sliced it.
Okay.
It's just a calm, chill dude. Yeah.
Like a hog's gut.
Yeah.
Country boy mode.
He knows how
Get
to
your
do it.
picks in. Get your picks in. We got episode 3 next week. Another 90 minutes. Can't wait. Can't wait. We will be here. Any final thoughts?
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Come on, you killed it.
Oh, so fun. So fun.
We got 4 holes here for microphones.
Let's just
pretty
fill the
crowded.
table, folks.
That's right.
I bet JD still has the drill bit. We could add even more.
Yeah, I absolutely could. There's talk of a new table coming, maybe.
Ooh,
So
exciting time.
get as many people as possible. Get Rome and Owen in here.
That's right. Thanks to Rome. Thanks to Owen for submitting the shooting sleeve. If there are other buff styles you have, send them in. We'll be back next week. I don't know who's going to be sitting at this table, but we'll figure it out.
Figure it out. See you
Absolutely.
later.
Until next time, the tribe has spoken.